Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, bringing you news from beyond the mirror, from the other world. And today, I am very happy to see you guys. Just not a lot has been happening on most of the games I play on the channel, and it's been a little bit boring for me. But luckily, this week is going to be a week full of updates and a whole bunch of cool stuff we get to talk about. So today, we are taking a look at Varya. She was recently released just yesterday on Vainglory, and I absolutely like her character, and there's a lot of mixed feelings I have for her character. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the review for Varya. Varya is a drop-dead gorgeous mage who is extremely difficult to use. She is definitely the coolest looking character in the game, just hands down. She is just awesome looking. Her attacks, her animations, everything's just great. But there's a little something we need to talk about. Whenever there is a new hero out, seriously, whenever, and you use that hero, everybody thinks you're Superman. You can just deflect bullets with your body, and you're just this overpowered, massive hero that is just fantastic with everything. No! You really think that's the way this game works? No. So let me just say she is not an overpowered hero at all, but she definitely hits like a truck. She really does hit like a truck. I mean, she is very powerful. She is extremely difficult to use, so I wouldn't recommend her for your first hero. If you're just starting out and you want to use a mage, she's not the one I'd go for. I'd probably go for maybe Scarf. I know that sounds ridiculous, but Scarf is a very, very straightforward mage. He really just works, so I would recommend him for your first mage if you are planning on using a mage in this game. Especially when you're just starting out, she'll feel odd. She will. And it'll be very, very hard for you to get used to her. And you'll find yourself dying quickly, you'll lose a lot because she controls so odd. But she is a strong hero once you master her, definitely. Okay, Wraith King, but why is she good/bad? Give me a reason why I shouldn't use this character first. Okay, let me tell you what her passive ability is. Yeah, I'm not taking that out of the video, that's staying in there. Varya's basic attacks are charged with crystal power, so she's kind of like Valyra, but much, much more aggressive. And if you just stand while attacking, her basic attack will chain to 2 other characters, meaning you will be attacking 3 people. But this consumes energy. So in team fights or just fighting in general, be careful with your attacks and please use her wisely. But okay, let's talk about her first active ability. Stormforged Spear. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? It is awesome. It's just a straight up great skill. But it's easy to dodge. It really is easy to dodge, but if you use it correctly, you'll make it very, very hard for your opponents to dodge it. What this does is Varya throws a spear at lightning speed. Wait, what? No. Let me just show you. After a brief delay, Varya throws a lightning spear in the targeted direction. This deals a very high amount of damage to the target, and it chains additional damage to nearby targets. The Overdrive increases this ability's range. This ability requires some serious aiming skill. However, you can combo this ability with her second active ability, Arc Recursion. Sounds complicated, doesn't it? Well, it is. After gathering power for 0.9 seconds, Varya's next 2 move commands will instantly dash in the chosen direction, striking 3 of the nearest enemies at the end of each dash. For each enemy struck, Varya recovers 5% of her energy and gains a barrier equal to 3% of her health. And of course, this doubles on enemy heroes. The Overdrive makes this ability have a much farther range. Now, I said earlier you can combo this ability with her first active, and you absolutely can. If you use this ability and then use her first active ability, Stormforge Spear casts a lot quicker. And before you dash a second time, you can use Stormforge Spear in the middle of the ability and then dash again. So she has a lot of combos in her abilities. She reminds me a little bit of Lance, actually, with the amount of combos she can actually execute. And she can also combo with her ult, which is a little weird, but yes, it's true. Which brings me to her ult, Anvil's Hammer. A very, very strong and powerful ability. This can be a very strong ability if used correctly, but you have to know when to use this ability for it to really work. When there's a team fight, good time to use it. When somebody's stunned, good time to use it too. But it's a good idea to try your best to channel this when you actually see the enemy team. And not just on your map, no. I'm trying to say, when you see them, they're there in front of you. Don't use this when you're right up on them though, because then they're just going to attack you and kill you before you finish channeling. What you want to do is maintain a safe distance from them while your team is fighting. Use this ability and then charge in, do your thing. Once you use the ability like that, the enemy team will have a very, very hard time escaping the team fight and staying in it. So, very, very powerful ability here. Very strong, but you have to understand how to use it, when to use it. This really is an ability that requires a very, very high amount of patience and strategy. Because you have to wait for the right moment to use this ability. And you have to know how it's going to affect the enemy team, and how it's going to affect your team. This is a very strong ability because it targets every enemy hero no matter where they are on the map. And since 5v5 is going to come up very, very soon, this is going to prove very useful. Not only now, but in the future too. But since it doesn't happen instantly, it's easily dodged. So make sure you have somebody either stunned or you're in a team fight like I mentioned earlier, so you can actually make some value off of this ability. Otherwise, you're just going to end up using it for pretty much no reason at all. But here's something fascinating about this ability. It comes with a passive for the hero, and this passive really, really helps her. All of her abilities, it helps all of them. Passively, each rank of the ultimate permanently increases her attack speed and the number of enemies her Chain Lightning passive and Stormforge Spear will hit. The Overdrive on this ability increases the radius of each lightning strike that attacks the enemy heroes, making it much harder for them to escape the lightning strikes. But alright, let's talk about items. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. Such a long time. This is a really great item, and it really, really works for her too. The number one item on my recommended list for her is Spellfire. Just such a great item. It really works with her. So definitely pick this up sometime after you pick up Broken Myth and Shatterglass, because you really, really need to ramp up that damage with her. Broken Myth is definitely the second on my list here for number one items, because this really just helps the damage. It really does. It's just such a great item for her, along with Spellfire. So these are definitely items I can't recommend more for her. Varya is a very aggressive hero, so Alternating Current is a perfect selection for her. That's another item I would highly recommend. My overall opinion on Varya is she is a great character. Really, she is, but she takes time. You need to take some time with her first. If you really want to understand how to use her, and if you really want to become a professional with her, it's best to practice with her off-ranked matches. Let's do some casual, or maybe even play some Blitz like I normally do with all the new characters. I play Blitz a little bit. I get the feel of the character, and I understand what kind of character they are. After like 9, maybe 10 games, I start to understand, oh, okay, now I know how to use this character. Become a professional at her before you start bringing her into ranked, because I'm telling you right now, you're going to get your butt handed to you, because she is just hard to use. Very hard to use, and if you go to ranked with her, they will expose that weakness very, very quickly. So it's best to train with her first before she becomes this amazing character for you. But anyways, that's all the time I have left for this video, my fellow gamers. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, leave a like, comment, and please do subscribe, because I love reviewing all the new Heroes Vainglory releases, so stay tuned. But until then, take it easy for me, and have a blessed day. Bye.